Yep, I'm still alive. Today we have some more fantasy manga. Since a lot of people liked the first video, I have been doing some gold mining and I got quite the collection. I'm quite proud of it. I'm sure you'll like it. Cervin. I really think I found the diamond in the rough with this one. Once upon a time, there was a powerful and vile dragon. In order to combat it, humans joined forces with the avatars, and with the power of the priestess of the seal, they managed to seal it away, and his reign of tyranny ended. Until one day, the kingdom of the seal priestess was betrayed, the seal priestess killed, and the calamity was set free again. As a last resort, the priestess's daughter and the princess of the kingdom, Arsino, used her powers to summon Saint Fuano, a powerful spirit that controls fire by consuming the summoner's memories. So Arsino offered her most precious memory to unleash her most powerful attack, a fire that doesn't stop burning until the target is disintegrated. So basically Amaterasu. So, what happens when a fire that doesn't go out meets a creature that doesn't die? The answer? It will keep raging until one of them is consumed. Arsino then wakes up a month later in a village of gnomes, where she meets a strange man who is very good at killing things. She makes a deal with him to teach her how to fight, then they set out on a journey to meet the avatars and seek their help. Is it for revenge or salvation? Who is the mysterious man? What is the memory that Arsino offered? And more importantly, what will they encounter on this journey? The art and the character designs are fantastic. I really love Cervin's axe. I never wanted to commission blacksmith more in my life. The manga's atmosphere is on point, and the world has a mix of various different cultures, like Scandinavian, Spanish, French, Middle Eastern. It makes it a lot more diverse. Especially I like the Scandinavian aspect of it. I don't really see many fantasy manga with Scandinavian mythology. If you know any, please tell me about them in the comments. The only criticism I would give this manga is that some of the chapters feel a bit rushed, like they're trying to speed through the events depicted. However, the manga is still fairly new, and I think it has massive potential. I just hope it doesn't fizzle out of existence. Man, all this talk about Norse mythos really makes me want to play Elden Ring. Oh, Elden Ring. One day for sure. The next one is a little special, because it's one of my all-time favorite fantasy manga. It's called Boukensha ni Naritai to ni Deteitta Musume ga asirenko ni Natteta. I love it because it has everything I could ask for in a manga. Fluffy wholesome moments. BAM! Epic bloody battles with gods and demon lords. I got you! Calm and sober moments. Crank that fireplace ambiance to 11. Characters that don't think twice when killing bad guys. Say less! A very big and colorful cast of characters that you can't help but laugh when you see them interact with each other. Let me tell you this story. This is Belgrieve. He used to be an adventurer with big dreams of becoming an S-ranked, but a little while after joining the guild, he lost his leg in a fight against a monster. That made him think that maybe he's not cut out to be an adventurer, so he quits adventuring and heads back to his hometown. 8 years later, when he was investigating the forest near the village, he found an abandoned baby. Not knowing what to do, he gave her the name Angeline and raised her as his daughter. He taught her everything he knows, and when she became 12, she set out to the capital to become an adventurer. 5 years later, she is now an S-ranked adventurer, and that's where the manga begins. The manga is about the adventures of Angeline, her father, and all the people around them, their shenanigans and their battles against mysterious forces. I like Belgrieve because he has that chill old man vibe that makes you warm and relaxed. In case you haven't noticed, strong and somber old men are my favorite characters in manga. There's another old man that I'll probably talk about in the future. In case you missed him, he's the handsome fella on my channel's banner. In contrast to all that, Angeline is full of energy and gusto. Just don't make her angry. In fact, don't make any of them angry. Dungeon Sherpa. Our MC is Ru. He is a Dungeon Sherpa, and his catchphrase is "Time to Sherp." What a stupid joke. Focus. A Sherpa is basically a supporter slash courier slash beggy slash whatever else they are called. Their job is collecting monster drops, carrying equipment and navigation, and so on. If you've watched Danmachi, he does what Lily does. Ru is one of the best Sherpas in Teros, the town he lives in with his little sister Mariette.
Cute.
One day he receives a request from a famous party called Heroes of the East. They are powerful adventurers that manage to clear a lot of difficult dungeons. Ru meets up with their leader Yuika, also known as the Twilight Sword, who is one of the strongest adventurers in the kingdom. She tells him that they plan on clearing the Teros dungeon, and they want him to guide them. Initially he declines, but when they show him the promised compensation, he changes his mind, since that money will allow his sister to go to school. So after preparing, they jump into the belly of the beast. Monsters, battles, tactics, unforeseen events, expect it all. For that is what makes a dungeon dive fun, no? One more thing, I really like Rue, and you will too after reading chapter 9. That was just my man! Oh, and shout out to Dungeon Homie, he's cool. Yakusai no Moushigo to Seijo no Meikyuu. This is Shun. He's an orphan that was found in the woods when he was 3. He was picked and raised by a blacksmith called Anna. Right now he's an adventurer and has been living alone for the past couple of years, and it's time for him to execute the obligation of the orphans. You see, in this country, orphans that don't have any blood relatives get assistance from the kingdom by providing free meals and such. They basically water them until they're 16 and nice and ripe. Then they pluck them and toss them into the labyrinth where they have to survive for 3 years before they can get out. The reason? I don't know. Maybe just for kicks. An epic lore prank by the gods. Also, the orphans are not the only dungeon crawlers in the labyrinth, since good old Kami-sama likes to summon people from another world to throw them into the labyrinth. Again, perhaps just for kicks. Rejoice, young girl, young guy! Time to get isekai'd and probably die. Whee! Anyway, Shun heads to Labyrinth Town. He gets tested and passes for flying colors, pays me a visit, has a little chat with the god of that world, then heads out to the tutorial area where he meets the isekai'd ones. Then he gets to choose his weapons and abilities. He picks a VSS Venturis sniper rifle, a Fundo Kosari. Gotta say, Shun my boy, I dig your style. In addition to the most powerful ability of all, a fully functioning toilet. You may be laughing, but a working toilet in a world with no plumbing? Now that's what I call a cheat. After a little bit of hunting here and a tutorial there, Shun meets his fated party members, an eccentric twin, Yuna and Yua. One of them can summon a flashbang, and the other has a grenade.
Praise be the bomber lollies.
So begins the journey of this strange party. I really like the monster hunting in this manga. They don't just boom headshot monsters and call it a day. They actually deploy tactics, set traps, rotate skills. It's very fun to watch. I also love how chaotic these two are. Most of the time I have no idea what they're talking about, and neither do the other characters. I love it. Mary Grave. Before I tell you the story, I should tell you, do not be fooled by this manga's seemingly whimsical atmosphere. It is much more than you think. After all, it is a dark fantasy. The story is set in a world overrun by monsters, to the point that humans are nearly extinct. We are thrown into a village filled with goblins. Woo-wee! Look at all those goblins! In the middle of the village, we spot our protagonist, a scarred man covered in bandages and carrying a coffin on his back. His name is Riseman Sawyer, and he is on a quest to revive the person in the coffin, his wife, Rosalie. Now, how did it come to that, you may ask? In order to find out, we need to take a look at his memories, specifically the memory of the happiest day in his life, the day he got married to the love of his life. After the ceremony, turns out some demons were mad they didn't get invited, so they attacked the village. And you can imagine what happened next. Riseman acquired a book called Dead Man's Recipe, and with that book in hand and his beloved on his back, he journeys through a merciless world to collect the necessary materials to take back what was taken away from him. There's much more to this story, but that's all I'm gonna say about it. Saying, have you ever listened to a song called Summoning 101 by Millie? It's a pretty good song. I'm not gonna talk about the art of the manga, because it's so good if I started talking about it, I won't shut up. All I'm gonna say is that I vibe with the art style. I vibe with it real hard. And that's all we have today. Subscribe if you want more. And I will see you next time. Bye bye.